Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching. So today's video, we're going to talk about civil war. And are they trying to start it? And they being, of course, the Democrats, the liberals, the psych patients that are running the country right now. We have the President of the United States wanting to go after MAGA people, whatever the fuck that is, stating that MAGA people are against freedom and freedom of choice, and that we're bad for the country, in a nutshell. Then you have Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, stating that Republicans should leave the state. So be it, bitch. A lot of us will leave. Then what? Then you'll just have nothing but Democrats wrecking your state. Not the point. The point, guys, is that where's all this rhetoric talk going? We're watching Democrats, politicians, that is, elected leaders, badmouth other political parties. Now, in history, we have seen this time and time again. We have seen where other political parties are bad-mouthing them to a point where they're saying we have to focus on them, we have to focus our energy and make sure that they don't power grab the United States, or we need them to leave our state or our city or our town. When you start looking to kick people out, when you start voicing your opinion to kick people out, when you start voicing your opinion that you want to go after this political party, and to boot, you make up a name for them called the MAGA people, that's dangerous. Because somebody in recent history did the same exact shit. His name was Hitler. Yeah, right? Hitler went down the same timeline, if you will. When he started his regime, if you will, or his empire, he went down the same thing. He went against his own political party. He started calling out other political parties. He even started throwing them in jail. Started telling people how bad they were. Started all of this hoopla, and then look what happened. Then we had World War II. Then we had people in concentration camps. Then we had infighting within the organization, the Nazi organization. No shit had infighting. We saw all of this go down with this one man who started the same shit that the Democrats are starting now. Democrats say that they're for freedom. Obviously they're not. They make up lies every chance they get. They lied left and right. They told us that the arm ticket was going to be great for us. They told people that abortion is your constitutional right. And I tell people all the time, do me a favor, in the Constitution, show me where it talks about abortion. And no one can find it. You know why they can't find it? Because it's not fucking there. That's not the point. The point is, guys, is that they are effectively turning us against one another. That's what they are effectively doing. The problem is we are, all of us, including myself, falling for it. Now, when I talk to another Democrat in the street, I don't sit there and go, you're a fucking asshole, you're a Democrat, I don't have anything to say to you. I will still talk to them. We will still have debates and conversations, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go, you know, I don't like your thinking, but X, Y, and Z. And they should sit there and say the same thing. I don't like your thinking, but you made some good points. And we always make good points. Democrats, not so much. But nonetheless, there are good points being made back and forth when you're talking to them one-on-one. But when you allow people to get into groups, whether that's Republicans or Democrats, they lose their fucking minds. And then we start sitting there at a line where cops are in between us, and we're throwing and yelling and starting some shit. Now, there was an article the other day that said abortion could start the next civil war. I highly doubt that this is where we take up arms and start yelling at each other from across a field with a kid playing a flute and another kid playing a drum, and we're like, charge! That ain't happening. Like I told you before in my other Civil War video, there'll be pockets of fighting throughout the country. It's not going to be people on the fucking battlefield of great fucking, of epic proportions, if you will. It's not going to be fucking the Patriot, you know? It's going to be like pocket fighting. Nonetheless, I personally believe that the Democrats are looking to start this, and Republicans are just sitting idly by and watching this happen. They're not saying anything back. They are ultra fucking quiet. You don't see Cruz, Rubio. You don't see any of the headhunters saying anything. Even the turtle kid, the turtle old man, McConnell. You don't see him saying a fucking thing either. They're just sitting in by going, okay, and that's it. Meanwhile, the rest of us are sitting there going, are we fucking headed towards civil war? Are we going to see it in our lifetime? Now, do I think we're going to see it in our lifetime? I don't know. One part of me seems to think so. There's a side of me that thinks we might see it in our lifetime. There's another side of me is like, what would be the catalyst? I think that's why. I thought people keep saying that it was the abortion. I'm like, abortion's not going to be the catalyst. Something else is going to be the catalyst. And I think I know what it is. If something happens in the next couple of months and Trump winds up running and he wins, we might see civil war. We might see some fucked up, like I said, pocket fighting. Not like, again, not on a fucking great battlefield with fucking rockets and shit flying all. No, we'll see pockets of it. We'll see skirmishes of protesting turn into riots, and we'll see that in different cities throughout the nation. That'll be a form of civil war. Will we see the great civil war? I don't think so, but we will probably most likely see pockets. Again, guys, we're watching how the nation's reacting to abortion. For some reason, the Democratic Party is telling other Democrats it's your constitutional right. And when I tell people, well, where is it in the Constitution? Well, that's what the president and the press secretary said. Well, they're fucking assholes and idiots. It doesn't mean you have to fucking believe them, because they are lying and people are effectively believing their lies. So the only way, guys, you deal with lies is you get that out of the office. You cut that cancer out. That's the only way it can get done. With that being said, guys, we are probably, like I said, the likeliness of seeing a civil war is getting greater. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I think we are definitely climbing up that ladder and getting closer to a civil war. Because, guys, again, what are we doing? We're letting Democrats lie through and through. Again, and I use the abortion as the example, the abortion ruling being overturned, because they're looking at that and going, they're taking your freedoms away. There's nothing free about fucking cutting a kid out of you. It's a nice privilege to have, but it's not a freedom. Maybe some people look at it as a freedom of getting a kid out of them. I get it, but still, it's not a freedom. It's a privilege. Your driver's license is a privilege. There are a lot of privileges that people seem to think are freedoms, like marrying who you want. That's a privilege. Marrying somebody, the love of your life, or the woman you hate, whatever it is a privilege. It's not a fucking right. It's not a constitutional right at that. It's just a privilege. You look at the Constitution, you look at most constitutions anywhere in the world, even some of those shit constitutions, there's nothing about marriages and gay rights and black rights. It's about people, all of us together. Anyway, guys, with that, this is the Ingrid Prepper. Thank you for watching.